Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Why did I bump my head like that? Ugh. Okay, it's been a while. I know it's been a while. Let's not talk about it. I know this is a different setup. I'm sitting down. It's giving different vibes. And can you guess what's happening? From the title, you can tell that this is something new. This is something different on my channel. I've decided to start a new segment called Stuck in These 20-somethings. If you know where that comes from, you know. Stuck in them 20-somethings. God bless them 20-somethings. Period. Basically all things about my 20s as I go through my 20s. So obviously this is going to be quite a long segment, hopefully a decade long segment, and hopefully I'll be hosting a podcast about this on Spotify in like the next 2 years or something. So obviously I plan to take this quite far, but I felt like we needed a lot more sit down content. When I started my channel, I was so excited to just start that I didn't really plan out how exactly I want to roll out the content. Just saying that like whenever you want to start something, start it scared. Start when you're still scared. I was very scared to start YouTube, so I was just like, let me just start it. But I'm glad that I did, because now I have the platform to start new segments, to give you guys what I feel like you guys want and what I've been seeing you guys want. And this is something I have always wanted to do. I've always just wanted to sit down and have discourse. Sometimes we need to have discourse, I swear. This segment is going to be all about everything in my 20s, from living alone in my 20s, moving out, financial stress in my 20s, dating in my 20s, friendships in my 20s, career, finding myself, everything. The roaring 20s. You know, this era of your life where you're supposed to be in your prime is a time of life that everyone is going to go through or has gone through. So if you're watching this video and you haven't gone through your 20s yet, or you are in your 20s, or you've been in your 20s and you want to reflect, this is the perfect place to do that. If you have any suggestions of things that you'd like me to obviously cover, you can put them down in the comments below. I do have a whole list of things that I'd like to cover, but essentially this channel is for you and for me, so I would love suggestions. I am such a suggestion girly. Let's go with the suggestions. Before I even start with this whole segment, I wanted to create this video as an intro, because I feel like we haven't even really had an intro properly to my channel. Hence I was saying I started my channel in such a rush. I was just like so excited to just start. So, you know, obviously when it comes to my channel, my whole aim, as you can see, of being Diary of a Soft Black Woman was obviously a play on words. Diary of a Mad Black Woman is a Tyler Perry movie, and I just felt like black women are always portrayed in a certain way on social media, on TV, in the world, in society, in history, and I just wanted to be like, bro, but like, why can't I just be soft? Just because I'm a black woman doesn't mean I must be a fighter, I must be strong, no, I don't like to fight. I actually don't like battles. I actually give up sometimes, and that's okay. And I wanted this channel to just give a platform to all the other soft black women out there. We are allowed to be soft, and in this segment we are going to be as soft and as vulnerable as humanly possible, because I made it, okay, and this is my channel. So if you don't like that, you can go, okay? We cry over here, period. For my first video, I'm going to be doing a get to know me. Obviously, I feel like before you get to know my opinions and before you get to know my experiences and we get to discuss and have discourse, maybe you should get to know me so that you guys know like who's giving these opinions, you know what I'm saying? I will be answering questions about myself. I tried to make it a 20 questions to go with the whole theme of like stuck in these 20-somethings, 20s, 20 questions. However, I put a poll, I put a questionnaire on my Instagram story of things people would like to know about me. Obviously, I will cover the basics, but just to go the extra mile of like what other people would like to know about me. It was very hard to choose 20 questions. Like, it was very hard to choose only 20 questions. So it's not actually 20 questions, it's just over 20 questions. I think it's like 20 something or 30 questions, I don't know. But these are the questions that I will be answering for this questionnaire. If I did not answer your question, it is intentional, don't worry. I've categorized a lot of the questions, so some of the questions are personal questions, like getting to know me questions, which I have saved for this video. There are a lot of questions when it comes to influencer career and doing all of that on social media that I've saved for the video that will be about becoming an influencer in your 20s or just in your young adult life, what that was like for me and how I can help you do that as well. I've saved a lot of those questions to guide me through those videos, and other questions about dating and things like that. I decided to use those questions as a guideline for the dating in my 20s video kind of thing. So if your question doesn't pop up, don't be heard. It's just because I feel like your question would be a lot relevant in a different video. So yeah, without further ado, babies, let's get straight into it. The first question I'm going to answer obviously is my age. So guys, as you can tell, I'm 20. I turned 20 a few months ago. So obviously me talking about this whole stuck in my 20 somethings video and doing this whole like segment of my 20s is a progressive thing. I don't know everything about being in my 20s yet. I just got here, and I felt like it was the perfect time to actually make this video going into my 20s to, you know, like kind of have a timestamp and like I don't know, an ode to myself about everything that I've gone through in my 20s. The second question is, when and where are you born? So again, because I'm 20 and it's 2023, I was born in 2003. And where was I born? So I was born and raised there until like I was born and raised there. I moved when I was like 7 years old to Hartbeespoort Dam. Lived there for 3 years because my mom was on her whole chef career vibe. We moved with her so she can pursue her dreams. Went back to Mafikeng. Then I went to school in Johannesburg for my like last part of high school, like grade 10 to matric. And then from there I went to UCT for a year. Don't ask me about that. If you know Mafikeng is just such a humble town. Like I want to like, it's very, very important for you to greet people in the street when you walk by them. Like everybody's just very courteous, everybody's very kind, everybody's just, you know what I mean? So that's where I am originally from. The next question is, this is 2 questions. So the first question is, are you a lace weave wig kind of girl or a natural girl? And then also, how long have you been natural for? So you guys know I absolutely love my hair. It's probably one of my prized possessions. If anyone was to cut it in my sleep, I think that's the most evil thing you can do to me. I'm not giving you ideas, because if anyone was to ever cut my hair or anything, I think somebody gonna die, and it's not gonna be me. You know what I'm saying? I am definitely a natural girl. I do like wigs though. I am in my wig girl era. I will say this is my natural hair. I do love my natural hair. I love nurturing my natural hair. However, I do feel like wigs are just very convenient, guys. Like, let's just be honest. Like, we do so many different types of hairstyles without hurting my hair. I love new eras. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I have a new era every other day. Like, so having different types of wigs allows me to have different eras so easily. I don't have to bleach my hair or dye my actual natural hair or perm it or straighten it or relax it or anything. I can just wear a different wig. Yeah, and then to go with the next question, I have been natural my whole life. I have never relaxed my hair before. I thank my mom for that, because she genuinely was not about relaxer. Like, she did not let anyone touch my hair. Shout out to my mom. I've cut my hair, I think, once when I was quite young, but I would like to trim my hair again, because I feel like it allows for more growth when I trim my hair, because I feel like my hair has come to like a point where it's like stopped growing. So yeah, but I still do nurture it. It grows little by little, but it's very small. I've seen the people that do a big chop, usually their hair grows super fast. So I feel like one day I would do a little trim, not a chop. Guys, I have a very severe attachment to my hair. I genuinely don't know who I would be without my hair. Maybe it's a good idea to find out. That's what people say. Maybe you should find out who you are without your hair. Not yet, babe. The question is like, what kind of girl were you in high school? Like, what kind of subjects did you take? What kind of sports did you do? Type of thing. So the subjects that I took in high school, I took pure math. Don't know why. I was generally a smart girl. Like, I was always in the top 10. But when I wasn't like a science maths kind of girly, like I was good at it, but it was not something I genuinely enjoyed. I took history, geography, and what is the third one? Visual arts. I'm a creative kind of writer, kind of, you know, that type of girly. Even when I was in UCT, I took politics, gender studies, sociology, philosophy, and psychology. You see why I didn't last? So that's the kind of girly I was in high school. Sports wise, I didn't take a lot of sports. I took more of like the individual sports. I didn't like team sports. I felt like it was a lot of pressure because I wasn't a very, very sporty person. So I took things like cross country. I was always doing athletics. I was always running long distance for sure. I did do netball and basketball and like those kind of sports. Like I tried every single sport, but when it came to like sports that I actually stuck to, I stuck to cross country and athletics. That was just me. It was just easier because at least if I lose alone. If I lose the team, yo, but the next question is my ethnicity. So half Pedi, half Tswana. My father is Pedi, my mom is Tswana. So yeah, I'm a mix of both, but because I grew up in Mafikeng and I was born and raised there, Mafikeng is a very Tswana town. Like that's why I speak Tswana, consider myself more Tswana than I am Pedi. However, I do understand Pedi. I do have an attachment to my Pedi roots, but I feel like I am more attached to my Tswana roots. So the next question is Marseille Martin comments. Do you get these comments in person as well, or is it just on social media? Cha, if I could tell you how many, if I could tell you the Marseille Martin comments, guys, it doesn't end on social media. It doesn't, and that's how I feel like I actually do look like her. I'm starting to believe I actually do look like her, because even my mom and dad have been like, girl, we don't know what to tell you because you look like that girl. Like, it happens in person as well. A lot of people actually come to me in person and be like, you look like that girl from, they always say like, you look like that girl, man, from that show. And I'm like, Diane from Blackish. They're like, yes, that girl. It's always Marseille. I know people say that I look like Ryan Destiny as well, but Marseille is always the comment I get. Let's investigate this, because like, what's going on? Like, can she also text me? Like, say, oh, somebody asked, the next question is my top 3 inspirations. This one is a very, very easy, very simple, very easy one. Number 1 is Bonang Mateba. I think we all know this. I think we all understand this. She is my Tswana girly. Like, I am so obsessed with her, especially because we come from the same town. It's just like, girl, you did that. Like, you really did that, and like, I can do that too. That's why I love Bonang so much. I had the privilege of meeting her, and child, one day I'm going to open up about that story because, wow, I couldn't breathe. Do you understand? Like, I couldn't fathom what was happening. Like, I didn't understand. Like, I still can't express the feeling that I had when I met her. So like, I'm just not gonna talk about it. I think it's emotional. So I just feel like I haven't seen a lot of Tswana girls and like Tswana content, or just sometimes Tswana mo TV, but it makes you feel like, wow, I'm being represented. And I always felt like with Bonang Mateba, the Tswana girlies are being represented. So she's one of my top 1 fave. I think she's at number 1. And my second inspiration is Jackie Aina. She is a luxury content creator, beautiful Nigerian black woman who makes the most amazing luxury content. I'm so obsessed with her because everything just looks so aesthetically pleasing. She's just like, she's the definition, I feel like, of a soft black woman as well, because she also articulates herself so well. She's so intelligent. The things she says are just so like, wow, like so noble. So like, I feel like, oh, I relate, like she's speaking to me. You know, I love content like that where I just feel like, oh my gosh, this woman is speaking to me. She understands what I'm going through. Like, I love her get ready with me's. Like, I aspire, you see Jackie Aina's content, I aspire for my content to look like that at some point. I just need a damn camera. That's what I need. And then another one of my inspirations, Usis Gu on YouTube. She has a channel called Uncomfortable Growth. Guys, I'm so obsessed with the channel. I just feel like they just open up a space that we haven't had, you know, and that's why they're really so inspirational to me. Those are my top 3 inspirations. Obviously it changes over time, but just to let you guys know, those are my top 3 inspirations. Next question is, what inspires your style / how did you develop your fashion sense, your niche, just your whole aesthetic, as just your aesthetic as a whole? Period. Oh my gosh, I love this question. I think I've just always been really interested in fashion. Like, when I was a kid, I used to love dressing up, like just for the fun of it. I didn't really think of it as anything deep. I just loved being a little doll, doing dress up with my mom's clothes or my aunt's clothes. It's always been a very fun thing and a way of expressing myself. I think I've just always loved looking good, like, because when I look good, I feel good. Because I took art, I love aesthetically pleasing things. I love like creating art, and I feel like fashion has been a really good way for me to express myself without having to draw. I used to look at what colors work on my body and what kind of actual clothing works on my body. Like, for example, I think corsets work on me too good. Like, a corset, like, that's something I'm gonna do because I do have a little bit of an hourglass figure, and I feel like having a corset on accentuates my figure, you know, molds my figure the way I want it to mold my figure, and it just pulls everything into place, you know what I mean? I tried a lot of different styles. I had many eras. You know, that time when Chris Brown released that song Loyal, and like all of us were wearing those checkered shirts and tying them around our waist. I've been there. Like, I've been through every single fashion era possible. I found what worked for me by trying everything. And definitely sorry to my parents, but through that I broke my parents' bank. Like, I would always want to just buy way more clothing than I should actually have. I think I was just a little greedy with that, but I just really loved clothing. I don't know, it's just always been a thing for me, you know. Civis Day at school was my time. It was my time to shine. Like, as soon as I got to uni, one of the things I was most excited about was the fact that I got to wear my own clothes every day. Like, every day on campus I had a fit. What is my least favorite thing about me? Probably my anxiety. I think that's something I really don't like about myself because I overthink a lot. I do have a lot of anxiety. When I was at UCT and I was going through so much, like, I even went to the emergency room because of anxiety. I had a panic attack that was so crippling and so terrible that, like, I literally was rushed to the emergency room. So I think my anxiety is something that I really don't enjoy. Like, I don't like it because I just feel like it holds me back from a lot of things, and I have nothing to do at all as well. I also get overwhelmed because I'm like, why am I not working? Why am I not grinding? It's like my mind cannot rest, if that makes sense. Okay, somebody asked, how did you become so confident, and how do you stay confident in your curvy body even though you are sometimes sexualized? Good question. Okay, when it comes to confidence, I try a lot of like the whole fake it till you make it, because being Delulu is really the Salulu girl. I tell myself I'm beautiful all the time, even when I don't feel like it, even when I don't believe it. I tell myself that. I try the affirmations, I write down how I feel. I feel like I do put a lot of energy into making myself feel confident. I also love spoiling myself. Like, when it comes to me, I'm going to spoil myself, like 100%. You know that saying of like, whatever you want, princess? That's how I view myself. Whatever I want, princess, I will get. Especially if I can get it for myself, I will. And for that, it makes me view myself as worthy of the things that I'm giving myself. So when someone else gives it to me, it's like, okay, but like, I could do that, you know what I mean? Like, it's nice, thank you, but don't think that, you know, I should take myself on dates, solo dates, makes me love myself more because I am treating myself like I am in a relationship with myself. That makes me a lot more confident. I think self-love goes a long way, and you present self-love to yourself in various ways. So the question then further goes to, how do I deal with like being sexualized? I try to pay no attention to comments where I'm sexualized, because I just don't like listening to men's opinions sometimes. 9 times out of 10 the opinion is very weird, so I just don't like weirdness. Do you know what I mean? So it has nothing to do with me, it has more to do with their urges and their weird fetishes, and like, that's not my problem. I'm gonna post what I want to post, and if it's sexy to me, it's sexy to me. If it's not sexy to me, it's not sexy to me. And if you want to sexualize content that is literally not even supposed to be sexy, or it's supposed to be sexy, that's up to you. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? On a billboard, a millionaire, multiple business owner, host of multiple shows, on TV for sure, collaborating with a lot of fashion brands, high-end fashion brands, haute couture. I see myself on runways. I see myself in a penthouse somewhere very beautiful, looking at the world, just like, wow, it's really my oyster. I'm at the top of it. One thought, that's where I see myself in 5 years, period. Are you seeing anyone at the moment, or are you focusing on your bag? Girl, it's the bag for me. Like, I'm as single as a Pringle. I will find what is supposed to be for me. So yeah, no, I am definitely focused on my bag. I'm not seeing anyone. Next question again, which is, would you rather have 10 million followers or find true love? What an easy question to answer. 10 million followers, I'll find my true love in the 10 million followers. Like, I'll find someone in my DMs, okay? Like, I'd rather take the followers, get my bag up. Questions also, do you believe in love? Yes, I do. I wholeheartedly am a such a lover girl. I just feel like being such a lover girl and such a romantic girl has gotten me absolutely nowhere. I'm still fighting battles daily battles. So I choose the bag right now. My feet should be set more on the ground when I'm in a relationship, because I don't want a relationship to make me feel as though that's my absolute everything, and if it ends, then my life ends. Like, ain't no way I'm letting a man do that to me. Ain't no way I'm letting a person do that to me. So no. I knew this question would come up, but like, let's answer it, you know. Somebody asked me, so how has your like gap year in between tertiary education been? So basically, how has my gap year in between uni been? Because I'm thinking of doing the same. Sana, hey Sana. I feel like I've learned a lot in my gap year. I feel like it's been so necessary. Like, as much as it's very hard to find your feet when, you know, everyone else is going to school, your friends are going to school, your friends are living their lives, and they have more of a structured life than you, and you feel like they have a more structured life than you. And like, sometimes for sure I would feel like, you know, life is progressing without me, and I'm just like in my gap year, I'm not doing anything. Like, even though I was doing content and all of that, because content creation and influencing is not always taken seriously, some people don't take the fact that that's my job seriously. So I feel like it's been very good for me to also learn to just relax. Like, all my life it has been school. Straight out of high school I went straight into uni, so there was absolutely no breaks in between, no time to breathe and actually understand what I wanted to do. And I feel like this gap year really taught me that fashion is really what I want to do. The change from politics to fashion is huge. It's like, girl, what is even going on? Like, how can you want to go from being a president to like a fashion icon? You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad this year's almost over, because I really miss school. I know that like when I was in school I was like, oh my gosh, I really want to get out of school. Now that I'm out of school, I'm just like, I really want to go back to school. I'm very grateful that I had a gap year. It was definitely hard. I went through a lot this year. I feel like if I didn't go through the things that I went through this year, I wouldn't have known, and I wouldn't have been where I am today, like just mentally, because a lot of the growth that I did was mentally. Obviously, yes, my career did grow as well, everything did grow, but I feel like the most growth that I did was up here, because I had to be independent. I had to, you know, live on my own and like take care of my own things without school, without the structure of school. Work and without the structure of school was like, it forced me to grow up a lot, like definitely a lot. So I feel like I have a different intention going back into school this time, you know. So yeah, that's what the gap year taught me. If you want to take a gap year and you feel like what you're doing is not what you really love, I honestly say take that gap year. And then we have the two last questions. So the first one we're going to do is, do you plan on living in South Africa for the rest of your life? Short answer is no. I plan on traveling a lot. Like, I don't know if maybe I would live in the country that I would travel to, but I feel like I would want to live in different countries for like a year at a time. You know what I mean? Like a year in Italy, a year in Bali. I just plan on seeing where the wind takes me, and if the wind takes me back to South Africa after I've explored the whole world, like the explore the whole world part is very important. Like, I have to do that. But if the world brings me back to South Africa, then that's what it is. So yeah, the last question is, what do you want to be remembered for? Honestly, being unapologetically, wholeheartedly myself. Through trials and tribulations, through whatever happens on social media, I remained true to me. I remained a soft black woman. I remained Kaukelo Mabolo Ozang Mafikeng, with the moral Tako Mafikeng, Tako Mamabolo. That is what I want to be remembered for. I want to be remembered for shaking up the game, shaking up everything, and still doing it in my Tswana, beautiful, black, soft way. If I can do that, then I've won. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, of course. And this will obviously be my weekly segment of Stuck in These 20-somethings. We will be back next week, same time, same place. I am so excited for the segment. I hope you guys like it. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys relate, and you guys can tell me the things that you've learned from this channel, the segment, and the things that you would like to learn from the segment. Let me know all the sit down talks you'd like to have, all the girl chats you'd like to have. We in this together. Blessed rest of your week, and I love you guys. Bye.